Hey guys, Willie James here from Dreamhouse Music, and in today's video we're going to talk about nice gospel piano chords in G flat, alright? Otherwise known as F sharp, but you know, growing up in gospel, I didn't say F sharp, I always said G flat. Some people use both. I prefer G flat, but just to let you know, it's the same as F sharp. Now, if you want to learn more about gospel piano, please remember to like, share, and subscribe, and also check out the link in the description for more resources. All right, so let's get right to it. We're in G flat, so I mean, look, we got to know the G flat scale. So what I'm going to pull up here is my Diatonic Chords playbook, as you can see there. To get access to this, click the link below, enter your information, pick up my PDF guide, and also grab the quick start course. Basically, I have all the diatonic chords in all 12 keys. I have them labeled with notes and chord names, and some common gospel alternatives you could use to make the chords a little bit nicer. It's a template, so you do have to do some discovery and changing the chords a bit to fit your needs, but it's a great resource. Again, to get access, just simply click the link below. Now let's pull up the G flat major scale. Okay, lots of flats going on here, but you know, once you get it going, it's easy. So G flat. Let me change the key of my software because I want it to show flats and not sharp, so we're gonna change that to G flat right quick. G flat, where are you? Yep. All right, so always use a number system in gospel. Okay, makes it easier to learn. You know, play melody, play chords, enhance your chords. Use the number system. Allows you to transpose without using the transpose button. Let's get to it. The scale: G flat, A flat, B flat, C flat. Okay, D flat, E flat, F, G flat. You may be wondering, why is this C flat? Isn't that a B? Well, when you're doing scales, you're doing it in, you know, alphabet form, right? So G, A, B. I know this is not C, it's C flat, but you use C flat, not B. All right, so you go in order of the alphabet, right? So just going up the alphabet, it's G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, right? You're not going to go G, A, B, then B again. Hopefully that makes sense. But anyway, so G flat, A flat, B flat, C flat, D flat, E flat, F, G flat. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. Have a working knowledge of your scales, okay, up and down. It helps just playing and learning so much easier, all right? Don't skip this step as a beginner. All right, let's get to it. The next thing we got to do is we got to know the diatonic chords. The diatonic chords are basically the chords that are built on top of each scale degree. So on degree 1 is G flat. So you see degree 1 here, G flat major, G flat, B flat, D flat. Okay, so that's a diatonic chord because all these notes, G flat, B flat, D flat, are from the scale. If we go back to the scale, G flat, B flat, and D flat, you could see clearly there. Okay, all right. So it's the diatonic chords are it's playing the major scale in chord form. Okay, and it's really easy. So you start on G flat. We'll do it here. Now what you do? Let me zoom out a little bit. All right. So the first note is G flat, right? Well, the diatonic chord, easy to build. Just count in threes. So from G flat, 1, 2, 3, and from B flat, 1, 2, 3. That's up the scale, not random notes, up the scale, count in threes. Or you could see it as skip a note, whichever way. So G flat, skip A flat. Next is B flat. Next note in the chord, skip C flat, sorry, play D flat. Or you could just count in threes. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. G flat, A flat, B flat, B flat, C flat, D flat. A lot of flats. All right. The next chord in the scale is going to be minor. All right. So the first one was a major quality. Second is going to be minor. Okay. For those of you who are beginner. Okay. How do I know that it's these notes? Well, you play A flat as the root because A flat is the second note in the scale and you count up in threes. 1 2 3 1 2 3, or 1 2 3 1 2 3, A flat, C flat, E flat. Okay, that's minor. So we got the first two diatonic chords, right? And if we do the same process for the rest of the notes in the scale, right? Just count up in threes to play your diatonic chords. So on degree 3 is B flat minor. Degree 4 is C flat major. C flat major, I know I said we don't really say C flat, but I just know it as B major just to make it easier, right? But you could use both. C flat major or B major, which however you want to see it. I know that's cheating. Degree 5 is D flat major, D flat, F, A flat. Degree 6 is E flat minor. Degree 7 is A diminished. Sorry, F diminished. Again, all you're doing is counting up in threes from the root note, which is each note in the scale. So if it's F, which is the 7th degree, just count up 3. So from F, 1 2 3 up the scale is F, G flat, A flat, and then 3 from A flat is A flat, B flat, C flat. The quality of 7 chords in diatonic form are diminished. Okay, so let's just play the diatonic chords. So degree 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 1. Okay, just knowing those chords, you could play a ton of gospel songs. Just with a few tweaks and enhancements, you can sound like a pro. So let's just go over the basics. All right. Actually, let's get into the song. Forgive my singing. Okay, so I'll just play it. All right. So gospel moves in progressions. All right. So as a song progresses through the melody, the chords follow the melody. Right. When chords follow melody, you get what's called chord progressions. Right. A progression is simply a series of chords put together, usually to follow the melody and to complement the melody of the song. All right. So gospel, just like all genres of music, have all kinds of chord progressions. I mean, you could do a progression from 1 to the 4. You could go from the 4 to the 6. I'm playing the diatonic chords. I can go from the 6 to the 2. I could go from the 2 to the 5. Right? And I could go to the 1. That's what chord progressions are. All right? A series of connected chords that support a melody. Hopefully that makes sense. Right? So I'll play the melody with basic chords at an intermediate level, and then I'll do the basic breakdown. Okay? So my hallelujah belongs to you. I'm just playing diatonic, right? My hallelujah belongs to you. Forgive my singing. And it just repeats, right? Hallelujah belongs to... Right? It's just a 4 5 6, right? That's the 4. Belongs to you. And what was that? It's easy. Okay? So the song starts on chord number 4. What's chord number 4? Oh, it's C flat major, C flat, E flat, G flat, otherwise known as B major. All right. You know what? Let's keep it consistent. C flat major. Okay. So my hallelujah. I'm not gonna play the melody, just the chords. Belongs to... That's degree number 5. What is that? Oh, my diatonic chord tells me, just in case I don't know. D flat, F, A flat. Belongs to you. Okay. My hallelujah belongs. That's the 4 again. C flat major. Oh, what's this chord? Sounds very nice. What is it? It's a slash chord in gospel. A lot of times in gospel, the 7 chord, we usually don't do the diminish. We don't use the diminish on the 7. If you're on the 7th chord, which is the F, we usually, what it is, it's a 5 over 7. So what do I mean? 5 is D flat, F, A flat. The 7th degree in G flat is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 F. So 5, which is the 5 chord, over the 7 bass note, which is F. It's called a slash chord. 5/7. Okay. Belongs to you. And it usually goes to the 1. Okay, so my hallelujah, it's the 4, belongs to you. That's the 5/6 progression. Back to the 4. My hallelujah belongs to, right? That's the 5/7 to the 1. That's G flat. Okay, let's go from a basic beginner level. So what is, so we know the chord progression is a 4, which is C flat, C flat, E flat, G flat, C flat in the bottom, and repeat the G flat in my left hand here. So my favorite voicing, as I show in other videos, is for any major chord, I like to just repeat the 1 and the 5 in the bottom. So the C flat and the G flat in this case, like so. My hallelujah. The next chord is the 5/6. Very simple. It's D flat, F, A flat. Again, same principle. Take the bottom, which is the 1, the top, which is the 5, and repeat it down here. So the D flat, I repeat here, the A flat here. My hallelujah belongs to you. The 6 is the E flat, G flat, B flat. Okay, again, simple voicing. Repeat the 1 and the 5. When I say 1 and the 5, sorry, maybe I forgot to explain. When we're playing any new chord, the root note becomes the 1 and the top note becomes the 5. So when I say the 1 and the 5, it's, in this case, it's E flat, B flat. So I repeat the 1 and the 5 here. E flat, B flat. If I'm on D flat, the 1 and the 5, the 1 is D flat, the 5 is A flat. So when the 1 and the 5 in this particular chord is now D flat and A flat. So I just wanted to clarify that, okay? My hallelujah belongs to you. How can we make these chords nicer? Well, for major chords, I talk about it all the time in my PDF, which you could get access to in the description below. It's called the top 7 gospel chords for beginners. What I like to do is what's called an add to. Okay, and you simply, this is the basic diatonic chord, right? C flat, E flat, G flat, as you can see here. What you do is you count up 2 from the root. 1, 2. So I've added this extra note. It makes it just a little bit different, but it adds a thickness to it. And I keep my voicing with the 1 and the 5 the same. And I could do a lot with that, right? I could make some patterns. I could do that, right? I'm just pedaling between the 2 and the 1. The D flat and the C flat. Right? I could get rhythmic with it, right? Right? Major chords. So we have this, my software is saying I add 9, but let's explain why it's an add 9. Well, counting from C flat, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. The distance between C flat and D flat is 9 steps. Okay? We're counting up the scale, up the G flat major scale from C flat. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so they call it C flat add 9. It's also called an add 2 because the distance between C flat and D flat is 2 steps, 1, 2. If you're counting up the scale, 1, 2. Okay. So hopefully that makes sense. It's just an octave higher. The 9 is an octave higher than the 2. So if our reference is the bass note here, the distance between here and here is 2. The distance between the same note, D flat, and octave higher is 9 steps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All these notes, I'm counting up the G flat major scale. It's not just random notes, okay? So the scale is here. My scale is my reference for everything. That's why it's important to know your scales. I like to do my add 2. Okay. What can I do with my left hand? Well, if you can stretch, which I can't even stretch, I do what's called the add 10. Add 10 is just a 3. So 1, 2, 3. but I put the bass note an octave lower. So you get this nice big open sound. If you can't stretch, you could move this C flat, this one up here, right? And do this voicing. My hallelujah, right? Or you could arpeggiate it. So my hallelujah. Sorry, I can't sing and play. Okay. 2. Let's talk about the 5 chord. Do the add 2. Boom. Right? Remember I said to add 2? Take the basic diatonic chord, D flat major in this case, just count up to 1, 2. Adds instant thickness. Same 1 and 5 voicing. The 6, you could do an add 2 on a minor chord as well. It becomes more dense. 1, 2. Right? So I'm counting up from the root 2 steps, 2 semitones. Right? Sounds nice and thick. My hallelujah. So I'm doing my add 2s. To you, my hallelujah belongs to. Let's talk about this 5/7 because there's many ways to voice it. The basic way is take your 5 chord, because the progression is on the 7. In this case, it's a passing to the 1 chord. What I like to do, I like to put this F, which is really just the 3 in the chord, 1, 2, 3. Put it an octave lower, and I'll do the add 2, which is E flat in this case. So 1, 2. That note is the add 2. I put this note an octave lower. Boom, like so. Or I could do this as well. Ooh, what did I do there? I just changed the voicing of my right hand. I just stacked the 8s. Stack means repeat. Sorry, the A flat. And I took out the F, like so. So you get that open voicing. Right? So I got the 5, the 1, and the 5. Remember, D flat is 1. In the context of D flat chord, D flat is the 1, A flat is the 5. So I repeated the A flat and took out the F, and I had this voicing down here. All it is this chord, right, with the notes rearranged. So I put the F down here, the E flat, which is the 2 down here, right? And you could experiment with voicings, right? You could even create melodies like that. On the 1 chord, I like to do in gospel what's called, invert the chord. So you take the root position chord, right? G flat, B flat, D flat, and just move the B flat up. Sorry, the G flat an octave higher, like so. And then the 1 and the 5, which is the G flat and the D flat, like so. But I like to add what's called the add 2 or the add 9, which you should know by now. It's A flat. Why? Because diatonic, here's the main form. Main diatonic chord, 1, 2 is the add 9. And I just took this bass note and put it an octave higher here. So I get this. And I keep my 1, 5 in the bottom. And you can create melody between the 2 and the 3, which is the A flat and B flat. You can create little melodic patterns. This is up for your exploration, right? You could do a thrill. It's just from the 2 to the 3. It's like a little hop. And then you play, right? So you go like that. I'll go slow. Right? And you could do that with any major chord with gospel, right? So I'll just play out, my hallelujah belongs to you. Right? I'm doing the same chords. Here I just did an inversion. 1, 2. Root position. Move the E flat up. First inversion. Move the G flat up. Second inversion. You can do that voicing. My hallelujah belongs to you. Right? You deserve, which is the 4 to the 1. You deserve it. 4, 5. Sorry, I suck at singing. You deserve it. You deserve it. Very easy song, right? And it just repeats. Right? Now, if you're a little bit more like intermediate, you could open up the chords by doing stacking. So you're just repeating the notes. Right? I could repeat the C flat here. I could put it up here. I could drop out certain notes depending on the strength of my fingers. Right? Right? I could do that as a chord. Very nice open chord. What is that? Well, it's a... I kind of did a it's another thing you could do. Follow me. So instead of the diatonic 4 chord with the C flat, E flat, G flat, you could do a 1/4. What is a 1/4? You guessed it. It's a slash chord. It means play the diatonic 1 chord, which in this case is G flat, B flat, D flat, and play it over the 4 bass note in G flat scale. 1, 2, 3, 4. C flat is the 4. So what I'm saying is this is an alternative. It's a 1/4 is an alternative to just the basic 4 chord in diatonic form, right? You could really open up. And let's say you stack it, or sorry, invert it. Now you have some space in between these notes. You could play a, you could do this. My hallelujah. Right? Right? What is that? Well, let's talk about chord extensions now. I did basically E flat minor 9. Okay? On any 6 chord in gospel, E flat minor 9, sorry, E flat a 9 chord. So a minor 9 chord. I'm getting tongue twisted here. We skipped a step. We got to talk about 7 chords. So in the Diatonic Chords playbook, I tell you what the 7 chords are on minors. So you go to the 6th degree here, like so. That's the diatonic form, the basic 3 note. 7th chord, you're just adding 4 notes. 7. So we have an E flat minor 7th. What's a 7th chord? It's a 4 note chord. Why is the 7th? Like, oh, it's easy. So if I look at my scale, if I count up 7 from E flat, I get D flat. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Again, I'm counting up the scale, not random notes. All these notes are from the scale. So I'm counting up the scale from E flat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The distance between the bottom and the top, E flat and D flat, is 7. So we got E minor 7. Right? Distance between the bottom and the top is 7. That's why it's called E flat minor 7. Well, E flat minor 7th. No, E flat minor 7. Sorry. Yep. Now a 9, well, you guessed it, it's 9 steps. So if this is 7, this is 8, this is 9. Right? Simple chord extension. You're just counting up in 3s. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Or you can count up the scale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 gives you the 7th note. This is the diatonic minor, the basic chord. This is the chord extension with the 7. And then count up 2 more to get 9. The distance between here and here is 9. So it's E flat minor 9. Okay? Now you can do chord stacking and inversions to nicen up this chord. Chord stacking means I'm repeating notes. So I can repeat the E flat down here. So I've just stacked it. I've stacked the E flat in the bottom. I can invert this chord. On its own, it's a G flat major 7, but I could invert these 4 notes like so. So I could put the G flat here, this G flat up here. So it would become B flat, D flat, F, G flat like so. I could invert again, put the B flat on top. I could invert again, put the D flat on top. Right? All from this chord. So my hallelujah belongs to you. My hallelujah belongs to you. Right? Another thing they do in gospel is this. Right? Very nice open chord too. What is this? This note is the 9. This is the 3. And this is the 7. Right? That's why it's saying E flat minor 9. What is that? Well, let's play out the chord in basic form. What I did was I put the G flat here, and then I moved this D flat up here, and I simply remove that B flat, or you can keep the B flat. That's my favorite way to play a 6 chord. Alright, so follow me. Basic diatonic on the 6, add the 7th, add the 9. Alright, so what do I do? Okay, take the 3, put it up here. Take the 7, put it up here like so. My hallelujah belongs to you. Sorry, my voice. My hallelujah belongs to you. My hallelujah. That's another voicing too. My hallelujah. So we're on the 4 chord, C flat, but I'm playing like a 5/4, but I'm doing the add 2 instead, and then I stacked. That's another beautiful voicing over the 4. So my hallelujah belongs to you. Right? So I'm actually doing a little thrill here between the 3 and the 2. Alright, that's my 5/7. And I trill between the 1 and the 2 here. What was that? Nice open voicing. Well, if you look at the diatonic with the add 2 or the add 9, what I'm doing is I'm doing like a 5/1-2-5. Remember, I use the number system. Okay. D flat is the 5 in G flat scale, G flat key. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I do the 1, the 2, and the 5, like so. And then I just roll up like so. Right? You can do different rhythmic patterns. My hallelujah belongs to you. My hallelujah belongs. You deserve it. Too high for me. You deserve it. You deserve it. You deserve it. Alright, so hopefully those ideas helped you. I did from mainly a beginner perspective, but hopefully you picked up some tips, steal the chords, apply it to different songs, and run with it. Peace. Want to learn how to play even more gospel chords without theory overwhelm? Simply download the Top 7 Beginner Gospel Chords PDF by clicking the link in the description. You'll learn about the top 7 must-know gospel chords and how to use them in gospel songs you already know. Again, to get access, hit that link below, and I'll see you on the inside.